Hey there, it's Dr. Sophia Satterwhite, founder and CEO of She Heals the World. I'm so happy that you are tuning in to today's episode to hear the top lifestyle and business tips from women entrepreneurs all around the globe. If you found this show helpful, be sure to share it with a friend. That's how our community grows. Today's guest is coming up next. Hey everybody, welcome to the She Heals the World talk show. So today I'm so excited to have Frederica Di Nardo joining us. Frederica is a content creator with a focus on travel. She is Skyping in with me all the way from Italy. I am just so excited that she's going to share her business journey with us, as well as give us some tips on how to take the best photos. Frederica, welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. Hi from the sunny land of pizza and spaghetti and a lot more. So hi from Italy.
I cannot wait to travel and taste some of that yummy food. I'm missing out so much right now.
Yeah, finger crossed you can come soon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us, Frederica, how did you get started? How did you even stumble upon this work? And what do you do also?
So I started my blog in 2013, and originally my blog was focusing about design, fashion, trends. So basically about fashion and style. Then with time passing by, I got pretty bored of taking like bags and shoes and outfit pictures. So I decided I wanted to travel. So I start traveling, just paying for my own trips, but trying to make some money selling some slots of pictures with the designer pictures, but while I was traveling. So when I came back from my travels, I noticed that people were actually interested in travel, so about the destination, so what I was eating, which places to visit, how to move on the location. So I got the idea, and I told myself I should probably try to mix my fashion eye with the travel field. So this is what I wanted to do. I try to mix fashion with travel, just trying to give a more aesthetic feeling to my pictures. And that's then with social media, with Instagram, I mean, everything became very, very easy.
Wow. Well, I have to say your blog and your Instagram is so beautiful. And I wish I was blessed with the skill of knowing fashion and mixing it with travel. It is just so brilliant that you did that. What did you originally think you were going to be doing when you grew up?
This is funny because I actually studied politics, so foreign politics and international law. So, like,
Wow.
yeah, maybe I thought I was going to be like a politician, or maybe working in a non-governative organization, so like a diplomatic or something like that. But fashion was my other big passion. So in the end, I got my degree, and I decided to follow like plan A.
And it looks like you followed your gut and that ended up working out because you're pretty successful in this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the right decision for me, and for like the fact that I'm a creative person. So I mean, it works for me. But of course, having a degree, so having like a culture is super important. So I totally recommend to young people just study. I mean,
Mhm.
I really care about this message to spread this message. It's important to study, not just for
Yeah.
your work, but for yourself.
And it's a really good backup as well. If God forbid something happens, you always have that degree.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a work that you can do. I mean, in this kind of work, like being a content creator, it's all focusing about yourself. So having a background, having a culture is extremely important. Even if you want to spread some information of some messages, even if you want to be taken seriously.
So why do you continue to do this work? I mean, we have experienced so many hurdles now because of COVID, and a lot of people said, you know what? This is too much for me. Like, I'm not going to keep blogging. I'm not going to keep doing travel travel reviews and my travel business is going to pretty much pivot and I'm doing something else. I'm going to do cooking or gardening or whatever else. Why did you decide to stay in this work?
I decided to stay because during like this situation, having social media and having a community was extremely important to me. Like we were forced to be home, so just producing stories and talking on social was kind of therapeutical to me, and just communicating with people. So the thing that I tried to do was to try to spread some positive messages while trying to be very sensitive about the situation that we are experiencing. So trying to communicate something positive and something creative, such as, I don't know, trying to advise people to do creative stuff while being at home, maybe just suggesting stuff to do home, or maybe recalling past trips or past travels. So I mean, just small things that make you feel closer to your audience, and I think it was very important for me and my community. And I think I'm stronger after this period. Me and my community, we are stronger.
I think that's such a good point because we don't talk enough about the fact that your community, they almost become your family. You know, yes, they are your customers or they're your followers, and they help your business to thrive, but you create a lot of relationships with them. And it's even the same with some of my following too. You know, they see me when I'm like not having a great day because I'm
Yeah.
just a little bit torn up about this whole COVID thing. And then they see me when I'm back and how I bounce back and just give them encouragement to keep going. And I almost sometimes think that that's helping to keep me going.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see that they care, but you also care about your community. So it's in your
Yeah.
interest to try to produce the best contents for them. I got so many messages while this pandemic problem. Some like girls, they were stuck home with no boyfriend or no family, just alone. People going through depressions, and people, they need to talk. I mean, we are human beings, so we really need connection. And I think in this period, the power of social media was pretty much like clear to everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
that you can really be connected with people while be really far away. So I mean,
Yes.
I think this is a great power.
Yes, it was. It was this. Social media saved us all. I say this all the time that like I'm thankful that COVID happened during a time where we're so connected and we're
Exactly.
already used to doing so many things online. If this would have happened like 30 years ago, I don't know what. I would have probably went crazy by now. But
Yeah, same
because
for
it
me.
happened now, we it just strengthened our virtual communities.
Exactly. And somehow it forced creators to try to produce interesting content. And it
Mm,
also makes the difference through creators that just display themselves, and
yes.
creators that actually try to make a difference. So they really try to produce useful content. So something
Yes.
that you can actually learn from.
Yes, yes, I agree 100%. So when you're thinking about your business, I mean, COVID was a hurdle in itself, but were there
Yeah.
other hurdles that you had to overcome, like when you were really first getting started, when you decided to do content creation and focus on travel and fashion? What hurdles did you experience in the building process?
Well, of course, the first thing was trying to explain my parents my job, my work. So, hey, mom, you know what? I'm taking all these master's degree, university degree, high school years, and just, you know what? I'm doing something completely different. So, I mean, I'm lucky enough because my family has always been very, very supportive. Like
Yeah.
they stood with me. So I mean, I'm extremely lucky. But of course, the first hurdle was to, you know what, explain people what you actually do. So right now in Italy is becoming common like the polls from the 2020 polls,
Yes.
the new dream profession, new dream job from young Italian boys and girls is to be an influencer, a YouTuber, or Instagrammer. So right
Yeah.
now is extremely popular, as there's a lot of interest about this kind of job. But 8 years ago, it wasn't so obvious. It was, I mean, we were a little bit outsiders, no, starting with blogs and stuff, like the black sheeps. I mean, when you went to fashion show, it was like, who are these people? Who are these persons? I mean,
Yeah.
so like getting recognized from society, and it slowly I
Yeah.
mean became true. So now we are recognized, and I'm super happy about it. But I think this like social struggle was the most important hurdle.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really glad that this has become a profession and also that it's not something that people just have to do. I think in some spaces some people think like, "Oh, you couldn't get a job so you just went on social media or something like that."
Yeah,
And it's interesting because I also have a doctorate and you are very formally educated as well with master's degrees and formal
yeah,
training. And women like us, we made a choice to say, well, we're going to do something different. We want to show up differently. We want to kind of follow our nose and see where the movement is and create a non-traditional career. And I love that it actually is getting so much respect now, which is
yeah,
a
of
lot
course.
different than it was before.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you. Even because in the end, I decide to follow my heart. I mean, I decide to follow this intuition, but I couldn't be sure about this. I mean, it was like 50-50. You never
Yeah.
know how things go. So I mean, it was a challenge, but I'm super happy that right now I can consider this as my job. So yeah,
Yes.
super proud of
Yeah.
this.
Yes. How many years have you been doing this now?
It's almost 10 years. So, yeah,
Woo!
I started when I was really, really young. And yeah, I mean, time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
It's incredible how many things changed during these 10 years, how the social media changed, how community has changed, how the work has changed. So this
Yeah.
is a really interesting like thing about this kind of job that is always changing, always.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What are you most proud of? What has been your greatest win over these past 10 years?
I think the like my favorite thing is when as creator, so as a person that works in digital, you can succeed to work with like print magazines or realities that are really different from your field of your sector. So I mean, trying to interact with different realities, or maybe when you get called to take some speech or some conferences, so when they actually hire you as a professional to tell about your experience, I mean, this is really, really important to me. So I got the chance to work with like Elle and some magazines, and it was really, really something that I cherish. I mean, so super important to me.
Wow, so you got to work with Elle. Tell us
Yeah.
about that. What was that like? What did you do? Like, tell me.
Yeah, I get to work with them for like promotion of some hotels and some places in Rome. So I mean, it's like a mini travel guide, and I was so honored because it's one of my favorite magazines, and knowing that they trust my style and my aesthetic, and they actually like it was like unbelievable for me. When I got the mail, I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy.
Wow, working with Elle, that must have been so exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty exciting, even because, I mean, working with a partner that is out of your comfort zone, so out of what you usually do, in this case, a print magazine. It was extremely cool and extremely important to me.
I want to dig into the photos that you take because you
Okay.
take amazing photos, and I need some tips, girl. You got to give me some tips on how you do what you do. But before you do that, your revenue model, just so that I can be clear with the audience, just in case they're thinking of going into this industry, your revenue model is creating income by working with brands. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So you work on collaborations and all of that. And that's important because I think a lot of people in this space, they have created different ways of generating revenue. Some people do it with ads, some people do it with brands, some people do it by selling their own products to their audience, travel guides, filters, all kinds of things. And so I love that you're in a very clear-cut kind of model where you just work with brands, you do the work, they reimburse and compensate you, and you have a following that supports you to kind of follow your travels. So I imagine that a big part of attracting the following that you attracted were your beautiful photos. What photo tips do you
Yeah.
have for us?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think content is the most important thing that attracts people to my page, to my Instagram, and to my contents. Yeah. So taking beautiful content, it's the most important thing for us. And during the years, we developed our personal style, which is pretty much inspired to like North Europe, so like Iceland, Finland, Sweden. So if you take a look at my pictures, you can find these geometries, line, symmetries. The composition of the pictures is really easy, simple, and clear. But at the same time, you get these strong pop colors that a little bit come from my past, because I'm actually a geek. So I was a fan of anime, manga, and Japanese culture. So like
Wow.
we really, with time, me and my team, we developed our style, trying to infuse it with all the things we love. And today this is the result. So this kind of pictures. Yeah.
Beautiful. So what other than the color, like do you have any technical secrets?
Well, my secret weapon is my boyfriend. That is the person that follows me everywhere. And he's the person that actually takes the pictures and helps me with I mean, we work together. So we help each other with like defining the colors, defining the symmetry, defining the spot, the
Mm,
corner, the angle. So we really work together. And I think one of the most important features of my pictures is the fact that I'm always alone. So there's
mm,
no other people than me. And this thing itself, I mean, really stands a lot, because it's the like my watermark. No, it's
yeah.
the symbol of my work. I'm always alone in places. In fact, my followers sometimes they just text me. I try to make a Federica style picture. So Federica walks alone in places. I mean, it's always like that. I'm always standing alone in places. We really love editing. So
Yeah.
we really don't want to work a lot on the picture, but we try to make the picture stand. So we like to work with angles, with perspective, with colors. And we also really love to find unusual spots. Maybe we try to mix art, architecture, design. So we really like to shoot into art galleries, like design districts, sometimes keeping with the urban vibe,
Mm,
a little bit more underground, so less
mhm.
famous places, because I love the fact that I can share some tips with my followers. So
Yeah.
showing them a place that they didn't know before.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to dig in a little bit with the places part because I feel like people don't really get how challenging it can be to be the only person in a photo.
Oh yes,
Especially,
especially in super crowded places like
exactly. New York,
Paris.
if you catch me in a photo by myself in New York City, you better know, guys,
Oh
I
my
worked
God,
hard for that
I'm so
photo.
afraid. I'm so afraid to travel to New York and having to take a picture with no people. Like I was in Paris. I woke up at 4 like in the night to take these
Yes,
pictures of the Louvre with no people, and there were two people, and they stood like in front of me,
of course.
like they were doing it on purpose. I was like, no, please move out. So,
Yes,
yeah,
please. I mean, really.
yeah. But in the end, when you manage to create contents, you're really proud of yourself. I mean,
Yes,
it doesn't matter if you had an early wake up. You're just taking a look at the pictures and just saying, okay, I'm satisfied. It's not
yes,
always happening because not every day is your best and most creative day,
yes.
but it happens, and that's the moment when you realize that you love your job.
That is so
Yeah,
powerful. I totally
yeah.
agree. Those
Thank
magical
you.
moments do happen. And you know what? This work is kind of fun. We complain sometimes about like getting the right photo or getting the right branding stuff done or creating, whatever, a new ebook or podcast. But realistically, who gets to say they go to work and they get to do a photo shoot? Who gets to say they're
Exactly,
hosting their own talk show and sharing
exactly.
content with millions of people around the globe? It's just, I think we're really lucky. I think we're really.
Yeah, totally agree. I want to say the same thing. I mean, we are extremely lucky to do this kind of job because it's a creative job, and every day you get to confront yourself with different people coming from different fields, from, I don't know, art, design, from fashion, from food. And I mean, you get the creativity from these people, and it makes you a better person and a more like informed person, because
Yes,
you get the chance to talk with all these incredible professionals.
absolutely love it. This has been so great to have you on the show. And I'm wondering, now that you are a savvy businesswoman, Federica, you've been doing this for 10 years, total legend. If you could look back and give your 10-year younger self, so like when you first got started 10 years ago, if you could look back and give that woman any piece of advice, what would it be?
Honestly, just like trust yourself, trust your heart, and take your time, because for beautiful things to come, it really takes time. Really takes time. You need to allow some time for yourself as well. You need to grow. You need to, I mean, gain experience. So this is super important. Don't rush things. Just wait.
Yeah, I love it. How can our audience find and support you?
You can find me on Instagram. So my handle is Frederica Di Nardo 88.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much, Federica, for coming on the show. And I can't wait to have you back and say hey to you when I get to Italy. How about that?
Of course. If you come to Italy, please call me.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it. Thanks for listening to the She Heals the World talk show with Dr. S.
To learn more about how to live your life by design, grab a freebie at shehealstheworld.com/freebie.